being on air, it does more service than her, not being on air. It would do more disservice, So I don't think she's going to just say, all right, you win or anything like that. She'll serve her time. She'll be back. She'll be doing what she, usually do, making me laugh, and bringing up valid points about sports and other social issues. So, but it's layers to it. It's a lot of layers. I don't think it's just one thing. It's a lot of layers, and I'm pretty sure some stuff that went on behind the scene that we don't know about. Especially like Michael Smith has had her back from day one. They are a team. They are a unit, So we'll wait the 2 weeks, and then we'll be glad to get her back, So I'm going to jump in the chat room for a second, just real quick. But some of the comments that's being made here, Big L, who's appreciate you for dropping in, is saying that she is trying to get fired to get out of her contract. And he said facts. Big L, but I'm trying to figure out why would she want to get out of her contract, Big L? Unless, maybe she got something else, even bigger set up. But how long is that contract? Because I think her and Michael Smith, they just really got into that contract. I think when they took over the 6 o'clock spot, So to be like, yo, I'm trying to get out of it right now. I don't know, but could be. I don't know. That could be a valid point. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward in the show today. But before we move forward, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back from break, we're gonna talk about a brother that may not be talking a lot to people in the world today. I know that's not right, is it? But we'll talk about who it is in just a moment when we come back from these commercial breaks.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Vince Wright, the sports governor, and you know me from the Sports Done Right show. But when I'm not doing Sports Done Right, I'm in the executive mansion chilling with the Wait a Minute show. That's right, Jelani Lopan. Indeed. Keep it tuned here, y'all. The Wait a Minute show. My name is Vince Wright, and I approve this message.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before? You gotta check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yo, this is your boy Keith C from the
Kicking It With Keith C show.
When I want to jam, I'm jamming with Queen Josie and DJ New as they're kicking those vibes.
We don't take orders from super fools. We give them.
Give it to you. Any and all resistance will crumble. Nonsense. There's never been a threat. Squad. Couldn't handle. It is the purpose of the Squad to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You are listening to
It's the Wait a Minute show
with your man Jelani JB Bodie and my co-host, who's always just a problem, Lopan. Indeed. Yeah, you're a problem, Lopan. Chill out. So we were talking about before the break about how there's a brother out there that might not be talking to everybody, and not be that warm and fuzzy to everyone in their profession. So Isaiah Thomas has made the news a little bit. Now we all know, he got the injury and all this stuff, but he was traded from the Boston Celtics after 3 years of basically being on that team and giving folks the business. over to the Cleveland Cavaliers in exchange for Kyrie Irving. Now, of course, there was more people that was involved, like Jay Crowder and the draft pick, and also I'm sorry, his name forgets me right now. There was one other player that was involved in it. So I'm sorry, I forget. But we all know the big thing is Isaiah for Kyrie Irving. So now Isaiah was speaking, saying basically, he still loves Boston. He had a great time there and all that stuff. And he's going to speak to everyone. But he kind of led on to, there's one person that he may not speak to. And that is General Manager Danny Ainge of the Boston Celtics. And of course, we know Danny is the guy that pulled the trigger on the trade and got IT up out of there and brought Kyrie over. Now, reporters asked, Danny Ainge about the whole trade, and he said that we had good, but we got great in so many words. I'm not quoting him, but that's basically what he got at. He's saying Isaiah was good, but Kyrie is great. And we had opportunity to make our team better, so we had to go ahead, get him up out of there, ship him out, and do what we had to do. Now, of course, this we've all said this. People have said this over and over and over again, and it will be said over and over again as well, that it's a business. It's a business. It's a business. And you can't take anything personal. But this ties into what I have said and why I do not have problems with super teams. Yes, isn't an issue as far as like the competition level and everything. Yes, it does pose a little bit of a problem, somewhat of a problem. I'm not denying that. But you had a guy in Isaiah, who gave everything he had to an organization. He said that Danny knows the things that he was going through, so obviously there's some other stuff that's involved with it. Isaiah did not want to leave. He wanted to be the guy to, take this team to the next level. I'm sure he wanted to be the guy to take down Cleveland and go to the finals and give them a shot of bringing back the glory days of the C's, of the Boston Celtics. And he did not get that opportunity. And why? Because Danny made a business move. So you have to accept that, IT. I know it's not fair. Life is not fair. In a perfect world, he still would be, with Boston. Danny has every right to make that trade and make that change. But you have every right. If you feel a certain type of way and you don't want to speak to him, you have that. But this leads up to what I've been saying for years. I don't want to hear anything about anyone saying somebody's soft or somebody's scared or somebody's a coward or you're burning somebody's jersey or someone took the easy route or anything. At the end of the day, this whole thing is a business. You cannot let these owners, these general managers, these executives, these coaches make these decisions and they want to say it was in the best interest of the team. Well, an individual is not a team, but you have to do what's in the best interest of your team, which is your family, and it may just be you, or it may be your mother, or it may be your wife, or whatever it is. You make a decision. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's stop, with all the nonsense about how players is taking the easy route, and all this stuff. KD, did he enhance his chances? Yes, dramatically, exponentially, whatever. If I said that word right, yes. He improved his chances of winning, building his legacy, and being a legend. Okay, and what? What else do you want? I think anyone in this world, if you got the opportunity, shouts out to Ben from BS3 Sports that just joined the chat room, and also Brian Hill, I see you in there. If you got the opportunity to improve yourself in your profession and it dramatically, where it takes your profession, your career to an all-time level. You really gonna sit there and say, nah, man, this is where I started out. Nah, man, they done held me down. They held IT down for 3 years, and what happened? Got his butt out of there when something better came along. In their eyes. So, to me, if he got a problem with Danny, maybe Danny told him, nah, we're not going to trade you, and he went back on his word. Something like that, then yeah, I could see. Now we got a problem because you're not giving me your word, even though it's still a business. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you. There's no reason for me to talk to you. But this is what you do. You get yourself right, IT. You get ready in January, just like I know you will, and you come out there and you try and tear their heads off and let them know about it. That's the way that you can handle that. You ain't got to talk to Danny Ainge, but you give them the business when you see them and pray that y'all meet up in the playoffs. Pray that y'all meet up in the playoffs so you can go ahead and give them the business again. Angry Black Man says in the chat room, he says KD took the easy route. It was a whole move. He won, but he won't be viewed as other greats that didn't make the move he did. I think in Angry Black Man, I think 10, 15 years down the road, we won't even be talking about the moves that he made. Everyone will look at him as a champion. He went on that team. Here's my thing about an Angry Black Man. He went on that team, and it's not like he just rode the coattails of the team. I think he was the leading scorer on that team. That's hard to do. To me, that's hard to do with guys like Clay, Steph, Draymond, Iggy. He came in there, not necessarily his team or whatever. They didn't, quote unquote, say it's his team, but let's just be honest. Everyone looked at him as the man. 1A, Steph was 1B. I don't have a problem with it. I sat down and actually thought about, could you take all the players, whether it was draft picks or them assembling a team themselves, getting together or anything, could you take 30 players, 30 stars, superstars, or all-stars, and put one on each team? You could. You actually could have one star, superstar, or all-star on each NBA team. Is that how we would want it? I don't know if the quality of basketball would be the same. Maybe it might be a little bit more interesting, But is this right, though? That's what I don't get. It's just like how everyone calls KD soft for making that move, but on the other side, they can make moves to make themselves better. Why don't executives just say, we gonna roll with what we got? Why didn't Danny Ainge just say, you know what, we're good. We don't need Kyrie. We don't need Kyrie. We don't need Hayward. We're good. You know why? Because they know they weren't good. Same way KD knew, bruh, we're not good enough. We're not good. We all right, but we're not good. But you best believe Isaiah Thomas, he's going to try and tear their head off, if he can, and hopefully, he'll be back, from this injury and he'll be good to go because that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for the second half of the season to go down and hopefully in the playoffs, we want an Eastern Conference matchup against the Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. Let's just be honest. Everyone wants that, One last thing, and then I'll move on. Angry Black Man said, will anyone view Jordan the same way if he left the Bulls and joined the Pistons to win a ring? As BAB says, I'll wait. Now, you done brought my team in, the Pistons. Here's the difference, though, Angry Black Man. This would be my answer, to that. That was a different era of basketball. That's not how basketball was done. Just like it was a different